when I listen to your songs and I read the lyrics, it reminds me of Vysotsky as well, Vladimir Vysotsky. And the bard music combined with the local funk, local folklore music, all together is the No Smoking Orchestra. That's quite complex.
Last night in the plane, I finished the song about the man who was born in between two wars and after Tito, and who wanted to become a cosmonaut.
Obsessed with Gagarin, that's cosmonauts.
Yeah, always.
In the area.
But the man, they found him that he had a bad teeth.
Yeah.
The commission said, how can you become a Gagarin if you have a one teeth that is having a caries, and
that's like,
your caries and the space does not go together.
It's like a funny conspiracy.
Yes.
Okay, this is the Vice Miss Kusturica. Did I pronounce right the name? Kusturica?
Very correct.
Okay, so today we'll just talk about the music primarily.
There was a very big incident in 1980 when Tito was about to die. There was a very popular band which is called the No Smoking Orchestra, and the singer publicly, he said Marshall died, and he was recalling in fact that the amplifier cracked down, and Tito was also Marshall. And it was a big ambiguity in the public, because they were making jokes with somebody they were not supposed to. In the meantime, I came into the band playing bass guitar. For all of them, it was a kind of good help not to be pushed out from the scene. This is very particular, I would say almost not existing pattern in the history of music. No even music from the cinema could stay on the stage 19, 20 years. This is something that was coming from the God, given chance to play music that was originated and later completed autonomously from the cinema. Reminds me what used to be during the communist period, this kind of cultural folklore group that goes around the world and showing how good certain territory is with the music. And circus. Circus, I think it's the best name for what we're doing.
Circus punk.
Circus punk. Punk circus music.
Oh, that's quite great.
You know what? To make cinema is very sadomasochistic process. The problem with cinema today is cinema is a huge market. And this market, which is quantified, is putting into very bad position good human stories. In the future, you're going to have more and more good authors, but they're going to be less and less visible because of this economical fascism around the world, in which all what you do must be successful, all what you do must be bankable, That's why many times I had a problem with the producers, because I didn't want to finish the movie because it just needed to be finished. I wanted to create each time my best film, which is impossible. But this was how I got spiritually equalized with the idea I did something. And I must say that this long process made me feel much better when I'm playing music, because of the direct communication that I have with the people. Because with cinema, you are just listening the echo of how people receive the movie. In the music, you have very straightforward going exchange.
So your experience in China that make you want to make such a movie about China with Dirty Monkey, right?
I came here to China, and I will come next year in the beginning to make the movie. I love the way people live here and what I see. There's a certain way that life goes spontaneous, and on the other hand is very much organized. And I think in between the two elements you could find beautiful, or you could apply beautiful stories to this. And how much morality, original morality of original people, when they challenge the world and when many accidental things happen, how they react to this.
So that's like a challenge to the postmodern society.
Postmodern society is superficial. They don't care. Everything is fine, or everything is nasty. They don't want you to think about serious things. If you try to speak about working class, they say you're demagogic. And you say, yes, but English killed 7 million Indians during the World War I. You say, it's not me. They don't feel connected to their collectivity. They don't feel responsible for anything. Post-truth, how can you accept post-truth, period? That's why Iranian films are much better than French.
That's a quite good one, yeah.
That's why Turkish movies from time to time are much better than German.
So I will leave this night, this song for you. When I say, do you agree? All of you, everywhere, you have to say like one, fuck you MTV. Do you agree? Good. Do you agree? One more time. Do you agree?
You have to be lucky that you're in China. But I'm not trying to compliment you because I'm here and I want to come. I'm very sincere man. So in between one person and group of people, there is not only a language that connects and makes this nationality. I think it's a sense of social regulation that makes you being part of collective. I'm not speaking about China as an ideal country. I'm just speaking about being lucky to share common sense. For example, the story that I'm doing here, nothing to do with music, but with the approach. The way they feed pandas, everybody believes it's just bamboos. But there is a low-level nets which they use in the movement to catch the birds that panda likes to eat. So could you imagine the image of two people sitting on the open car and stretching the net and catching the birds? This could be a beautiful beginning of the movie. I don't know how they will do it in post-truth Western world, how they catch the birds, but they will forbid you to even show how they, because of their humanist approach to the life, which blocks any reality. So we have to go for original things, and we have to defend our right to create the truthful and powerful image of the world throughout our cinema and our music. And it's based on something that is real in the life.
Let's get back to your music. Like, when I listen to the No Smoking Orchestra, I was thinking of comparing it to Aki Kaurismäki's band, the Leningrad Cowboys, because in the socialist bloc, only these two bands in Europe that have strong connections with the Soviet anthem and Soviet elements, and it's have a strong image that we are not so Western and not so Oriental, like the mixture of local culture and international tastes.
That's true. We want to create, like Leningrad Cowboys, specific music. Yeah. Today, the worst thing you could do to the modern world of corporations is to make specific flowers. They want to know exactly the color, and then they want to move and to change the world anymore with the music.
Yeah. They just want to hit the market.
If you want to communicate with other people, if you want to extend the idea of your culture, you have to go for something that is basically different. What we do is coming out of the tradition, and the world today does not like tradition. They like to crush every tradition and to create no tradition art and culture. And like this, entering the stage of post-truth, followed by corporative capitalism, where we are. What should we expect from these environments to give us inspiration to make movies, except to go to cinema to have a fun? Cinema and music, they cannot be just a fun. They have to be a weapon of possibility of changing the world. And this is what we are missing today.
The No Smoking Orchestra.
Everybody off the stage.